A passenger flight from Los Angeles to New York vanishes midair, leaving behind nothing but static and confusion. Flight 409 disappears over Kansas airspace, baffling the control tower as radar signals blink out in a flash. No distress call, no wreckage, no trace. Families wait for answers, but the government quickly seals the investigation. Some call it a terrorist act, others whisper about a government cover-up. One air traffic controller swears he saw the plane dissolve into light. Reporters flood airports while conspiracy theorists dig deeper into strange energy spikes in the region. Late at night, a scientist receives a classified message reading, Subject 409 anomaly confirmed. He locks his office door and mutters, "It's happening again." Outside, lightning flashes across the Kansas plains, and an eerie hum fills the air. 5 years later, the same flight appears in the sky, calmly requesting emergency clearance to land in Denver. The tower operator freezes when the voice says, "This is Flight 409, requesting descent, fuel critical." The timestamp matches the exact moment of disappearance 5 years ago. FBI agent Evelyn Cross leads a rapid response team to intercept. When she boards the aircraft, the passengers sit quietly in their seats, confused and calm. Oxygen masks dangle, drinks are still cold, and the clocks on every wrist show 2:14 a.m., the minute they vanished. The pilot insists they hit mild turbulence and diverted for safety, but their flight logs and devices show a 5-year data gap. The control tower confirms Flight 409 has been officially missing for half a decade. The impossible has just landed. Medical teams swarm the runway, testing passengers and scanning the cabin. What they find defies logic. None of the 187 passengers have aged a single day. Their fingerprints match perfectly, their vitals are normal, yet every electronic device aboard stopped working at the same second, 2:14 a.m. The black box records no crash or distress signal, just silence. A child draws strange glowing symbols she claims she saw outside the window. Evelyn Cross recognizes them from a declassified file known as Project Echo Gate. The government seizes the plane, isolating the passengers in a hidden facility. Scientists whisper about quantum displacement, but some fear something far worse, that the passengers brought something back with them. That night, one passenger vanishes from quarantine without opening the door. Agent Cross digs deeper into Project Echo Gate and learns it was a secret military program testing quantum radar to detect invisible aerial objects. The experiment's lead scientist, Dr. Nathan Voss, vanished shortly after Flight 409 disappeared. Cross tracks him to a remote cabin in Colorado, where he confesses the truth. "We weren't tracking planes. We were tracking the space between moments." He shows her data showing that Flight 409's last known coordinates align with a dimensional echo, a rift in time and space. "We didn't lose that plane," Voss says, trembling. "We sent it somewhere." As he speaks, the cabin lights flicker, and Evelyn's radio crackles with a familiar static. The same frequency recorded during the plane's last transmission. NASA's Deep Space Network detects a mysterious repeating signal emanating from Kansas, the exact coordinates where Flight 409 vanished. Analysts realize it's not random interference, but a structured transmission identical to the black box's ping. The code translates into binary text that reads, "We are not alone on this flight." Panic spreads through the agency, but the government suppresses the finding. Meanwhile, passengers begin reporting vivid dreams of being trapped in endless light and hearing voices whispering coordinates. Evelyn confronts Voss, demanding answers, but he warns her. They're trying to find their way back. That night, the same signal repeats, louder, closer, and pulsing like a heartbeat through every communication network in the region. Passenger Sarah Miller collapses during questioning, her skin flickering like static. Medical scans show her cells vibrating at impossible frequencies. Her blood reveals unknown DNA sequences. In delirium, she whispers, "They're coming back for us." Evelyn watches in horror as Sarah's reflection disappears from the glass wall, but her voice continues. "You don't understand," Sarah pleads. "We never left. We've just been seen." Scientists scramble as Sarah phases between dimensions, half visible, her heartbeat syncing with the deep space signal. Cameras fail, systems crash, and when power returns, she's gone. leaving behind a faint, glowing outline burned into the floor. The air turns cold, and a whisper echoes through the speakers. We are still on Flight 409. Helios Dynamics admits their experiment opened a quantum rift during Project Echo Gate. The energy field bridged two realities, trapping Flight 409 in a dimensional loop. When the rift briefly reopened 5 years later, it expelled the plane back into our world. But closing the rift now risks catastrophic collapse. The U.S. Air Force intervenes, launching a classified mission to stabilize the anomaly. During the test, a military jet vanishes mid-flight, repeating the same pattern. Evelyn realizes the rift is expanding, absorbing aircraft across time. The frequency in Sarah's blood samples matches the wormhole's resonance. Voss warns, every second we exist, we're overlapping with something else. Outside, the sky flickers with strange auroras shaped like wings. The rift tears open over Washington, D.C., visible to millions. The clouds twist into a spiral as dozens of vanished flights reappear in the storm, frozen in midair. Panic consumes the city as debris rains down. Evelyn and Voss race to the control facility to shut the rift permanently. Inside, the air vibrates with ghostly radio chatter from lost flights. Mayday, this is Flight 409. Evelyn enters the command room and sees her own reflection standing opposite her, whispering, "Close it, or they'll all come through." With trembling hands, she triggers the shutdown. Light engulfs everything, and silence follows. Hours later, the sky clears. Across America, televisions flicker back to life. A final transmission breaks through the static. This is Flight 409 requesting landing from the other side.